T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our second and final update for this year's Virtual International Conference. I'm Ken Kopacki. I'm your host. And before we begin, I'd like to turn things over briefly to Jeffrey Lord.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at our virtual conference where we're going to talk about a lot of things. However, we here wanted to, if you haven't seen already on social media, Nichelle Nichols has just passed away. Nichelle Nichols is a very shock to all of us. The production crew here, we were just getting ready and we just got the news. So at this time, I would like just to say that, wow, what an amazing actress. Nichelle Nichols single-handedly took a role that helped create one of the most notorious characters that Star Trek has ever seen. That actually any films and television has seen throughout not only the US, but worldwide. An amazing and talented actress who played the character Nyota Uhura. Nichelle Nichols portrayed many roles, not only just in Star Trek, but also in, she voiced over in Gargoyles, Scooby-Doo, and even did a appearance in Deadpool as being Deadpool's roommate. There's many roles that Nichelle played, and it's amazing what she did for the people. She even she even worked with NASA and helped a program called Women in Motion. Getting more women of color and different cultures and diversity and everything into this. And the program was actually a huge success and still is going on to this day. Nichelle Nichols was recognized at the Hollywood Walk of Fame for her contribution to television back in 1992. That was one of my first times watching on television. I was only 4 years old, and I still remember seeing that happen. In 1999, Nichols wanted was awarded the Goldene Chimera, the Culture Disc cult star of the century. Nichols received an honorary degree from Los Angeles Mission College. She also received the Life Career Award from the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films in 2016, and she was the very first woman to receive it. The award was presented as part of this 42nd Saturn Award ceremony. Nichols was awarded the Inkpot Award in 2018 and the honorary member of the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. She's been everywhere. She's done so much for so many people. A woman of color going from absolutely nothing to everything. So I'd like to take this time, as it was just released when her sister posted on her website, aurora.com, that she passed away recently. Let's go ahead and give a moment of silence for one of the most talented actresses ever. I'm very emotional right now
It's okay.
because is she is Ken. She has come so far, and she's helped science by just betraying one of the like most profound characters ever created in television history. Being a woman of color, and just getting up there and just going and keep going and keep going. And she got so much negative feedback when she was going through all her roles because she was a woman of color, but she kept going and she wouldn't back down. And that's what I really like. And she was huge about diversity and everything else like that. So Nichelle Nichols, we salute you from Starfleet, and we thank you so much for everything that you have done for the television history, science, NASA, and for anybody who has ever looked up to you. Thank you.
She was absolutely magnificent, and what a loving, loving tribute. Thank you. So, well, to kind of segue a little bit to why you're here.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you are our resident diversity advocate.
Yes. So I'm actually pretty huge in the diversity and everything else like that. This is where I personally see. This is where I see a lot of things in Star Trek alone. And actually, that's what Gene Roddenberry wanted, is diversity in multiple combinations and everything else like that. Diversity, if you don't really know, which is all right because everyone's always educating themselves every single day. Diversity is it's basically a satisfied mix of ideas, races, genders, economic statures. Basically, promoting what it does is it promotes growth and learning among a group, variety with religious background, racial, culture, and geographic backgrounds. I mean, there's all sorts of different beliefs and everything else like that. So basically, seeing diversity in Star Trek, we watch it and we see that, they actually do quite a few references where they talk about it in the past. Was like, oh, it was like after World War II or all these things. And when we see it come together, everyone acknowledges, oh, cool, you're from Jorah. You have this culture background. All right, awesome. Let's, look into this. We have diversity is just a very beautiful piece. And the fact that Gene Roddenberry put this into Star Trek, wanting people to understand that it doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter what your gender is, what your sexuality, just go with the flow and enjoy life. Let's all be at one piece, an equal opportunity for all of us. And I'm a huge diversity advocate. I definitely attended a lot of the Black Lives Matter protests and so forth like that. I am a gay individual as well. So in regards to that, I'm always being proactive about fighting for equality and rights and everything else like that. I have many friends in very diverse backgrounds and so forth like that. So seeing this in Star Trek, and especially with the new series, Discovery, Strange New Worlds, we really see this a lot happening. Even back in Deep Space Nine, a few things here and there in Voyager and Star Trek The Next Generations and TOS, we see these characters being portrayed and everyone just acting completely normal. And I wish we were just like that as human beings. Granted, we are a timeline too where we are being more proactive about diversity. We're being more proactive about pronouns, about sexualities, and so forth like that. And seeing these people come into these actors coming into play on these shows. Wilson Cruz playing his doctor, and then his husband. We see these two very powerful gay characters, and they are doing a significant job. The writers are absolutely brilliant in everything they do. So I definitely have to say, being a diversity advocate, if you ever have an issue, or if you have anything, if you ever have an issue, or if you ever have anything regarding about, diversity, please hit me up. I definitely want to help you out. I have a lot of resources. I definitely have a lot of contacts within several different areas throughout the United States, especially. I'm always more than happy to go ahead and be even just a helping hand or, ear listening and so forth like that. But the really cool thing is that we do have a Pride booth, a little diversity booth over in the virtual conference. So if you see me around, definitely come and check it out. If I am especially there, I'm more than open to ask any kind of questions or otherwise, or just talk about the fandom of Star Trek and the diversity that it does offer. On top of everything, I will also be emceeing. I'll be one of the emceers for the whole entire virtual conference. So if you guys haven't gotten a chance, definitely check out what we got going on for you. And yeah, in the meantime, my name's Jeffy, and it's a pleasure to meet you all. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. And I can vouch for your emceeing skills. I watched you sling auction items at the auction at the summit.
Region 3 Summit, that's where it's at.
Oh, yeah. Any questions out there in internet land? Oh, we've got this fantastic guest. Or not, you know, hey.
It's all right. No worries. I mean, in the meantime, everyone, that's what Star Trek is all about, is having multiple combinations with diversity itself and so forth, and just understanding that, you know, hey, let's just go ahead and be cool with each other and just move on with our lives as best as we can.
It is a great philosophy to have. It's absolutely fantastic to see it expressed through Star Trek. It gives us that roadmap. We're not there yet, but if we get our stuff together, we might get there.
We might get there.
Nice if we could get there in my lifetime. You know, I'm looking at the clock, but, you know, no rush. Oh, okay. Hey, Ed, could you pull up that quote? Or not?
Let's see. Well, my thoughts on passing with Aurora today, it definitely saddens me. It breaks my heart. She is the prime reason why I got into Star Trek. Something with me when I was young, just seeing a woman of color, because growing up in the neighborhood I had and the school I went to, I didn't really have many friends like that. So I thought it was very unique. I thought it was really cool. And from there, she was just my favorite character, you know, going through all the TOS and everything else like that. And it was just so inspiring. Just how she is actually the reason why I got into communication, social media in general. You know, I was a social media director for 8 years for a company, Kaiju Labs, and it was absolutely beautiful. Hearing the passing, especially right before this, I'm trying very hard to hold back my tears right now. It's very shocking, and I'm sure it's very shocking not only for the fandom, but anyone that has watched any of her any role that she's ever played. And my deepest and heartfelt condolences go to her and her family and loved ones. I'm sure they're definitely hurting today. I know many friends who have worked with her, Nichelle Nichols, and my heart goes out to all of you guys. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Before we move on, there's a great quote that got posted that's a little too long to bring up, but I wanted to go ahead and read it real quick. If we cannot learn to actually enjoy those small differences, to take a positive delight in those small differences between our own kind here on this planet, then we do not deserve to go out into space and meet the diversity that is almost certainly out there. Gene Roddenberry. All right. Thank you very much, Jeffrey. That was a great segment. Thank you for being with us. And next, I'd like to bring up Jeff Tolliver, who should be waiting in the wings. He is an artist who is joining us today. He is welcome. Thank you for being with us.
How's it going? Thank you for having me.
Oh, our pleasure. So, you're an artist. What got you into art?
Basically, to be honest, I've always been a science fiction lover. Starting off really with comic books, and my first real science fiction show was Star Trek: The Original Series. My uncle was a huge Star Trek fan, and he got me into it. One of my favorite Star Trek movies, it gets a lot of hate, is Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
You'll get no hate here.
Yeah, I love that movie. That was my first real, movie besides Star Wars that I saw that there was a possibility to have a type of science fiction where it's not just about people running around with lightsabers and, war, but actually exploring and getting to know people's differences, which is what really drew me to the series. So going from there and the whole aspect of being able to go and do whatever you wanted. I always was into art. And I thought to myself, if I could go out and be like an explorer, if I could do whatever I wanted, I just got to make this dream come true that for the rest of my life, I could just enjoy life and draw for a living. So I've been doing that for a while. I've been an independent comic book artist for about 20 years. Most recently working for PLB Comics for their Halloween special. You can check them out at plb.com. And currently right now, I'm a multimedia designer for a company called Hammerhead Hemp. We're actually doing a little comic book stuff for them too. So basically, like I said, going from my love of fantasy and comic books to just knowing that I wanted to draw for the rest of my life just got me to this point. And then when Aaron approached me with the opportunity to try to do some artwork for you guys that also goes to a good cause, I jumped at the chance. I couldn't turn that down. So.
Very cool. Well, I'm going to go and skip ahead a question since you brought up the art that you're doing for us. You want to tell us a little about the art that you've made?
Yes. So
good man, Ed.
This year I did a one-of-a-kind custom digital watercolor painting of my 3 favorite Star Trek ships. Of course, we have the original, we have the Star Trek ship from the Next Generation, and we have the one from the new Star Trek series movies that just came out recently, which was fine. I wanted to do something a little above and beyond, a little more special for somebody to have this year versus the one I did last year, which I still enjoyed doing, which was just a pinup of Captain Kirk, Spock, and I can't remember somebody else that was on there. There it is. And Sulu with the Enterprise. I enjoyed that one, but I wanted to make something just a little more special since I had so much time on my hands. Everybody did going through COVID. I really was like, let me push the envelope this time and see what I can provide for these guys to really try to do something that will maybe make a little bit more money than I did last year, as I said, to help for this good cause. More than anything else, I think people need to remember, even if it's hard right now, we should always be trying to pass things forward. If you can do something small for somebody else that someone else will appreciate more than anything do it. If you can auction, if you can do art, whatever your talents are, anytime you have the opportunity like this, always make sure you do something for somebody else. If I could leave with that.
Oh, fantastic words. Thank you. I'm a photographer, so I like to think of myself as a bit of an artist. So I'm always interested when I'm talking to another artist. Who do you get your inspiration from? What other artists do you look to when you're looking to create?
Well, it's actually interesting that you say that because I'm also a photographer. I'm also a videographer.
Excellent.
I'd have to say that a lot of my my drive or what pulls my imagination comes from 2 things. One is my love of reading. I believe that reading is fundamental for anybody that wants to create because nothing gets your imagination going more than your own thoughts and your own thought process. And by reading more, you're constantly pushing the envelope of what your brain comes up with, I feel. So once you begin to do that, it's easier to translate your own personal ideas and your thoughts or your designs into your own artwork. And then you get a lot of influence. Like for me, is a lot of great directors, movie directors. I love that. Seeing how they transition scenes. Video games recently have become a good go-to source for me. There's a lot of good artists out there that are doing some of this video game work behind the scenes, whether it's character design or just layouts. More and more in the digital world, one thing I love is being able to use sources like Instagram or Facebook and those things to see up-and-coming artists in other countries that I would have never been experienced to. And actually, my photography has gotten a lot better through Instagram, seeing artists do things I never thought was possible. And up until these last years, growing up as an artist, I think I was kind of stifled with how far I could go. But now with the technology that's out there, I'm getting inspiration from everywhere. It's almost like a 24/7 influx of ideas, to be honest. I can't really point one thing because now we have the technology. I can get inspiration from anywhere and everywhere.
It's a great time to be an artist. It really is.
It really is.
Well, thank you very much, we're looking forward to seeing what your print goes for. I mean, that is a cool. Can we bring that up one more time, Ed? There we go. Oh, that is really cool.
Yeah, and it's also signed and numbered, so it's going in the attic. I'm never printing this out again. So whoever gets it, that's you. No one else will ever have this again. So
Very
to make
nice.
it custom for you guys. So I hope whoever gets it enjoys it. If you could do me a favor, whoever wins, just send me a link. Hit me up on my email address or stop by my shop at www.artofjefftolliver.com. And thanks again for the opportunity, you guys.
I appreciate it. Thanks for being here, and I'm looking forward to bidding on it.
Oh, and I
All right.
saying this. Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper. All right. So that was great. Looking forward to that. And on the subject of online thingies, I believe we've got a hefty, hearty GatherTown update with none other than Chris Chicken Sandwich, who is muted.
Hey Ken, how are you doing? Sorry
I'm
about
doing
that.
fantastic. That's all right. You're looking mighty snazzy.
Thank you. This is actually a new uniform for me. I've recently moved into a commander role on the USS Sandwich, so I've exchanged colors from yellow to red.
Very nice. Cool. So you want to talk to us? Actually, no, we're not talking about GatherTown just yet. We're doing the auction. I got out of order.
It's okay. We can talk about the auction. We can talk about Gather.
Yeah, because we were just talking about the artwork, and I had this written down on my notes, and then I looked away from my notes, and it all went wrong. So, hey, bring us up to date on the auction.
Sure. So this year, the VIC will be conducting a charity auction before and throughout the course of the festivities. There's a variety of items up for auction, mostly Trek related. The auction will be conducted like a live in-person auction. Only the bidding will take place completely online, which is great because you can bid on items from anywhere in the world. The bidding is not like eBay, meaning that you can't set a threshold for your bid. So just so you know, if you bid for $50 on something, for instance, that bid goes straight to $50. It doesn't start at $1 and then increment to $50. Also, like a real auction, if there are people bidding as the item closes, the auction will give them 60 seconds after the last bid to still place another bid. So nobody can sneak in at the last minute and outbid you. You'll get an email when somebody else bids to let you know that there's been another bid on the item, and you'll have a little bit of time to go back and compete with that bid. We're hoping to raise a lot of money for charity with this auction, as we have a lot of really cool stuff this year. So you should definitely check it out if you get a chance.
So speaking of charity, what does the auction benefit exactly?
The auction benefits the Starfleet International Scholarship Fund, which is awarded yearly to needy students who need help to pay for the cost of their education. So it's a good cause affiliated with our Club Starfleet, and it's worth spending some of your extra cash on.
Very cool. Looking forward to it myself. So how long does the auction go on for?
The auction will begin early this week, actually. It will begin before the actual VIC starts and run until the end of the conference on August 13th. On August 13th, items will start closing at 9 p.m. And as an item closes, another item will close 2 minutes after that item. So it's really important that you keep up to date on our website and keep an eye on the auction if you're bidding to make sure that the item doesn't close before you have a chance to bid.
Fair enough. And supposing I wanted to bid on something, how do I participate or get information?
Just go to our website, sfi-vic.com. You'll see an auction tab in the main menu. If you click on that tab, it'll take you to a page with all the information you need to get involved and participate in the auction. You can register from there. So I would advise, if you're interested in the auction, if you'd like to see some items, it is starting this week. So get on the page now, get registered so you're ready to bid, and then just be ready to have fun.
All right. And for everyone, that link is scrolling by on the bottom, sfi-vic.com. All right. Thank you very much. And we'll see you again a little later for the GatherTown portion of this.
Sounds good.
Thank you very much. So speaking of scholarships and charity, we have got a scholarships update with our very own Rob Honeycutt.
All right. Hello.
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 Welcome back, sir.
Thank you very much.
So, I understand there's been a little bit of buzz since your last appearance about the scholarship program and everything, and figure we bring you back so you could fill us in on what's happened.
Yeah, I mean, not not too much has happened except for a lot of people applying for the scholarships. We've got several completed scholarship applications. I'm currently in the process of compiling those for this year and sending those up to the executive committee to get voted on for scholarships. So very excited about that. Try to get that done as soon as possible. Just got back from a place where I didn't have internet last night,
Uh-oh.
so I can finally get everything compiled up and ready to send up. So I'm going to have that done in the next couple of days. Yeah, it's I love the scholarship program. It's one of the best things about Starfleet, in my opinion. You know, there's all the perks if you log into the database. If you guys have ever logged into the database, you can go to the little perks section on there, and it tells you what all the perks you get as a Starfleet member, including Starfleet Academy and discounts at certain places and that kind of stuff. It's a little outdated now. Some of them you don't get anymore, but one of the best things I think that Starfleet offers is the opportunity to get $1,000 scholarship for anyone that's continuing higher education after high school in any capacity, anyone that accepts. I'm not on the screen anymore. That's fine. Whatever. Anywhere that it can people still hear me though? Yes. Hello? Is it just frozen on my end?
Are we still there?
Hello?
Yes. Okay.
Chris, I don't think it's us. It's just me. Hi. Can everybody hear me? Okay. So we're wrapping up the scholarships. I want to take this opportunity to talk to you guys about the CS VCS Q&A. This is going to be pretty cool. So I'm having anybody who wants to submit questions. We're going to do like a town hall, pure Q&A style. So submit your questions. You can find that on our website, SFI-VIC. Is that what it is? Sorry. Anyway. Yeah, sorry. It's SFI-VIC.com. But if you go there, you'll be able to check out all the stuff that we have, and you can submit questions there. And I'm going to be the moderator. So everything will be moderated between me and the candidates. They'll have 1 minute and 30 seconds to answer. So that looks like it's going to be pretty cool. I just want to touch base on this since we are having some technical difficulties. I want to thank Jeffrey Lord for thinking on his feet and giving that very emotional and loving tribute to Nichelle Nichols. I mean, we found out about this like right when we were getting ready to air this, and it's really been emotional for a lot of us. So I know everybody's super sad. I mean, my Facebook's blowing up right now, people like letting me know, and I'm like, I know I'm in a live program, like trying to wrap my head around this, but it's sad. She was an incredible lady, and I honestly didn't know how incredible she was until I did a podcast about her, and I had to research her entire life, and like, wow, if I could ever be half the woman that she was, I will have led a very productive and inspirational life. That's how amazing she was. Can we move on from me? Oh, everybody's thanking me. Cool. All right, great. Chris.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, let's take it away. Do
you want to talk about Gather?
Yeah, let's see this GatherTown demo you did. I got to preview it. It looks really cool.
So real quick, in case people don't know, Gather is a video conferencing software set in an 8-bit world that we have been generously given a sponsorship for to use for the VIC. So basically, instead of just having a Zoom meeting where everyone's talking over one another, you will be able to move around in a virtual video game-like space and talk to other users in the space as you encounter them. In addition to being able to converse with other users, there are interactive items spread throughout the space to hold special surprises. And we're going to be having a scavenger hunt associated with that you'll get more information about on our website, sfi-vic.com, where you'll be able to move around the space, look for certain items that are given to you through clues, and then turn that information in by the 6th on August 13th, and maybe get a special prize in return for exploring the space. So as Aaron mentioned, I actually produced a little video to sort of give you a tour, a behind the scenes tour of what we've been doing with Gather. So without further ado, let's take a look at that.
Hello everyone, Crispy Chicken Sandwich here with another video to help you get acquainted with our Gather Town. In this video, I'm going to give you a short tour of the Gather Town built for the Starfleet Virtual International Conference. When you first arrive in our Gather Town, you will land on a transporter pad just beneath the Welcome Center. The Welcome Center is like the reception area of a hotel or conference space, and it's a good place to start if you're looking to get to any of the other rooms. There are information kiosks surrounding the help desk that will show you some of the basics for using Gather as a user. To the right of the help desk are our transporter pads that will take you to other rooms in the space. In the top right corner is the entrance to our Starfleet Academy room. At the top of the room is the path to the main conference rooms, where you can watch the VIC live streams as well as see and interact with booths from a variety of vendors. On the left wall of the room is an entrance to our meeting rooms, where you can gather with larger groups of people to communicate at once. For now, let's head to the top of the room and check out the booth section that leads to our main conference room. When you enter the booth section, you will notice that you're next to a block of transporters. There are 2 sections of transporters on both sides of the booth area that will take you to other rooms within the space or back to the Welcome Center. As you walk past the transporter pads, you will see a ton of booths from our sponsors and special guests. These booths contain items that you can interact with, that link to a web page or even a YouTube video. Let's check out this special greeting from Star Trek Discovery's Wilson Cruz.
Hello everyone, this is Dr. Culber from Star Trek Discovery.
If you follow the footprints on the left of the booth section, they will lead you to the main conference room, where you can watch the VIC live stream that will also be on our webpage. Right now it has a special video presentation that I think you will all enjoy. Okay, that's enough of that for now. At the bottom of the booth area is a special Quartermaster store. The kiosks in the Quartermaster store link to the actual Quartermaster's webpage, where you can browse items and order. That covers the majority of the booth area without giving too much away. So let's move on to the meeting rooms. You can access them either by using one of the transporter pads or by using the doorway in the Welcome Center. The meeting rooms are a place for larger groups to communicate with each other at once. To your immediate right, you will notice some large tables with chairs around them. These tables are designed to create spaces for bigger groups to be able to video chat at the same time. Just sit in one of the chairs at the table, and you will be in the same group as everyone else in a chair. There's a lot of these areas, so you shouldn't have any trouble finding a spot for your group. Some of these tables have games attached to them, where you and your friends can play together. There's even an office for Captain Lynn Harper, with a keyboard you can actually play. So whether you're looking for a place to hold an impromptu meeting or just enjoy a good time with friends, the meeting rooms have you covered. Next, let's check out Starfleet Academy. The Starfleet Academy rooms are very similar to the meeting rooms, only they're set up like classrooms, with one for each of the colleges in Starfleet Academy. Just like in the meeting rooms, if you enter a classroom and sit in a chair at a desk, you will be able to communicate with the other people sitting in chairs in the same classroom at the same time. Occasionally, you may find go-karts scattered throughout the space, which will enable you to move around faster. Just approach a go-kart, click on the X key, and you will be able to ride it. On the far right side of Starfleet Academy is the library. Let's check that out. Hey, what does this weird looking trap door on the floor over here do? Oh no, we've entered Captain Aaron Poole's torture dungeon. We don't want to end up in here. Let's move on and check out some of the special rooms that we've designed for you to enjoy instead. We're now back at the Welcome Center, where we can access some special holodeck rooms designed around recognizable locations from Star Trek episodes. The rooms accessible from the Welcome Center include Chez Sandrine's, Vic Fontaine's, Chateau Picard, Dixon Hill, Janeway Lambda 1, Monastery of the Kai, and 10-4. Wow, look! A replica 10-4, complete with a cartoon Guinan there to serve you. If you happen to find yourself in one of these special rooms and need to get back to the Welcome Center, just look for a transporter pad in the room, or click on Respawn in your character's menu. I don't want to spoil too many of the surprises we've created for you, so I'll leave you to check out more of the holodeck once the space is open to the public. Our Gather Town will open to the public on Friday, August 12th at 8 p.m. and stay open continuously until Saturday, August 13th at 8 p.m., which should give you all plenty of time to explore the space. For more information about Gather, check out our webpage at sfi-vic.com. That's all for now. I'll see you in Gather at the VIC starting August 12th.
Welcome back,
Very
Ken.
cool. Thank you. Had some technical difficulties, apparently. Except I didn't know I was having technical difficulties. It looked like I was in the stream, I was talking, and I had no idea no one could hear me.
It's okay.
So that was a very cool video. Thank you for the quite a thorough update.
No problem.
Having run around Gather a bit myself, as a neat place to play, so I think everyone's going to really like that.
It's very cool. I would recommend, if you're going to use it, the best way to use it is in a web browser using Chrome. You don't need to download any additional software. It's not like on Steam or a video game where you have to buy something for it. In fact, everything for our VIC is completely free. There's been some miscommunication that Gather costs money, but as I said earlier, we have a sponsorship through them, so there's no fee or charge to anyone involved. We're able to use the space for 24 hours between August 12th and August 13th with up to 100 users concurrently, which we believe will be plenty of space for everybody. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be really cool. It's not the only way to watch the VIC. You can watch the VIC live streams in the conference rooms, but if for whatever reason Gather's not your cup of tea, you can watch the streams on our website, sfi-vic.com, or on YouTube or Facebook, the same way you're watching this broadcast right now. So it should be very exciting.
Very, very cool. Thank you. So let's see, what do we have next? I think we've got a teaser for some of our celebrity appearances coming up next, if I'm not mistaken. And if I am mistaken,
on that bent. So, obviously Star Trek, the original series, a little later, Next Generation. I love Buck Rogers, the 80s Buck Rogers.
It's very true. Right in this spot. Yep, pretty much. Eh?
Physically make a story like a sculptor, that's very organic to me.
It was, like I said, right here on this stage. I grew up in Ormstown, and it's a very, very rural town.
Take your half, can I curse?
I try to do all my own stunts when productions let me and insurance companies let me. So
he's a super hardcore nerd, and actually he always brought it in all the scenes. Some of my favorite scenes in that series were
my job is literally like running around an adult jungle gym with fire and boats.
I would build toy models instead of reading. The only stuff that came across my desk as my grandfather was a little bit of Spider-Man and a little bit of the X-Men.
I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm auditioning for this.
There's one, actually, the Topa episode, luckily, people didn't, that was the one that was mostly split, and for the most part, I think we did an okay job of.
And we were packing that day, and I was like, oh man, I forgot I have to do my audition like right now before we like tear our house apart and leave.
Very, very cool. All right, so moving right along, as you can see, we've got a lot of cool guests lined up. I believe we have got a update from the general, or whatever he's calling himself these days, the man with the sun. That was pretty fancy. See what Ed does for you?
Fancy intros. All right.
All right, lay it on us. What's going on?
Barnet is underway. We've got all the assets coming together. Everything's good to go there. Nobody needs to worry about it. So that'll be taken care of. Actually, we wanted to talk about another operation we got going on, too. We got Operation Virtual Shield. My boy General David Ferber's heading this one up. But if you can help, if you want to help this VIC, which you should, because it's awesome, we need more help with moderators. Someone to keep an eye on things, make sure no one's getting up to no funny stuff. And if they do, you report it to the senior mods. It's not hard, but we've got a lot of time slots that need some filling. We've only got 14 volunteers right now. I believe there are 42 man hours worth of moderation required between 3 platforms: Facebook, YouTube, and GatherTown. We're needing a lot of help on GatherTown right now. So if you could donate your time, you're going to be at the VIC anyway, right? Might as well monitor some people. Go to the VIC website, sfi-vic.com/volunteer. There's a form there. It's got questions, frequently asked questions. So you know what you're signing up for. And a very easy form. You fill it out and you volunteered. So Operation Virtual Shield, we need your help.
Absolutely. I encourage everyone to go out and volunteer. All these events are run entirely by volunteer staff. No one gets paid anything. In fact, we spend countless hours doing this for basically the benefit of the entire membership. So if you've got a couple hours here and there you could throw in to help us out, please, we'd love to have you. All right. Yes. Thumbs up. Well said, sir. All right. I believe we got a little bit of fleet business coming up with the elections, and I think Aaron would like to speak about the upcoming CS and VCS Q&A. Hello.
Aaron stepped in and did that when you were having technical difficulties.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Okay.
I snuck that in. But speaking of the elections, I heard that we had a special guest like last minute. I was just notified that they wanted to come in and talk about it, but I have no idea who this person is.
I don't know.
Yeah. Who is this person?
introduce myself. I
Wait,
am
what?
Cobra Commander, and I am here to officially put myself in the running for Commander of Starfleet. Allow me to present my credentials. The world today is chaos, and I am here to deliver you from that chaos and bring order to your organization. My order. My pyramid scheme with home cleaning products is growing exponentially and making money. It is a money-making juggernaut based on man cheating man. My seminars, Greed is Good for You, is selling out all over the world. And my media corporation has sold more than 10 mindless sitcoms that will lower the intelligence of people around the world. I am the one and only person to lead this august group. I wait your election and your vote.
But sir,
Hey, no, I think he's onto something. I don't know. It's sounding kind of reasonable.
Oh, and what's
How'd
more,
you get on
armies of Cobra accountants have convinced people to cheat on their taxes, therefore lowering income to governments so their defense systems are down, and Cobra, with the help of Starfleet and space lasers, can rule the world.
Well, okay, we have a question from the membership. Can you fix the database?
Dr. Mindbender, we have a request. Yes, we'll get right on that. Cobra has nothing but the best technology. We have Dr. Mindbender. We have Destro. We have Major Blood. No, we know it. Major Blood's not really good for much. So forget him. But no, absolutely, we can fix whatever you need fixing.
Yeah, why do you keep that Major Blood guy around anyway?
He's got a cool eye patch.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Sir.
All right.
So, without further ado, I await your decision to elect me Commander of Starfleet.
Well, the election isn't actually like right now. That's going to happen in a bit. So we'll have to get back to you on that. But your platform sounds pretty solid.
Sir, you had to have your nomination submitted by the 15th of July.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Kovacs! Zaymot, you fools! I missed the deadline! I can't get good health these days. I'm surrounded by dope!
Well, you can try again in 3 years, sir. You can try it in 3 years, I guess.
Okay.
don't know
Well,
who
that was
that
certainly
was.
something.
I'm so confused. Who was that man?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Oh, well, thanks to Mr. Commander for stopping by. And
Yeah.
so, trying to get back a little on track. Important message from the powers upon be to everyone out there in internet land. If your chapter or your region is going to get together and watch the IC live, and we'd love to know about it so we can kind of feature you online as it's happening. So all you got to do is just reach out to us. Our website's at the bottom, sfi-vic.com, and let us know. Aaron, anything else you'd like to add?
I'm just sorry. I'm just really confused by what just happened.
It's you just got to roll with this. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that was. I'm gonna have to talk to somebody about this.
Yeah, well, heads will roll.
Oh yeah.
Heads will roll. All right. Any more questions, comments, suggestions, complaints from out there in the land? All right. So, let's see. On that note, if there's nothing else, we'll go and bring this second and final VXE update conclusion. And we look forward to seeing you guys in just a couple of weeks, the 12th and 13th of August. Please sure to register. Be sure to reach out to us if you have any questions. And as always, thank you so much. Goodbye.